Islam, Bey. It is June the 20th, 2020. Islam. Um, it is the new moon, and there's supposed to be a eclipse tonight. Um, the new moon supposed to cover the eclipse, and so it's an annual new moon. When I looked on Moon Giant, it said the new moon was for tomorrow. But anyway, today adds up to 3. So I decided to go ahead and do the video. This morning I woke up and I was like trying to think of, I didn't try to think of anything. It was just a thought for me to go ahead and do a video about me placing the ring on my finger. And as I thought about it, I said maybe I'll do it today. And I said, what's the date? Because I said the eclipse. I was thinking about the eclipse. I said, I wonder how does the numbers add up? Because the last time I put the ring on my finger, the date added up to 9. And you are a 9 pather. And I told you about how 9 has always been in my life. A lot of the times when, hold on, let me close the window. Close the curtains. I don't want any additional anything. You already know there's a lot of unclean spirits. Some of the words that they say is stop. Especially, the dogs have the telepathic code. And usually the pale skin and some melanated, they could be black, Negro, or Spanish having dogs. And you know that they are known to sleep and have sex with their dogs. The dogs have the same code as they do, so they probably think they're the same as the dog. So, anyway, so I closed the window. And that's not far-fetched. You're dealing with bestiality. So, anyway, so what I wanted to do is, so I closed the window, and this is the truth. This is not just an Annapolis. This is dealing with spirit, unclean spirits, and experiments. So it is what it is. A lot of them state number 33, or they'll try to like I look at the time and see 33 on it on the clock, or all of a sudden a noise might happen down the hall, like 33 is their number. 33 is not their number. 33, just like the number 3, is a number that these demonic spirits use to try to justify rape, molestation, slave breeding, bondage. That's all it is to it. It's another terrorist cell, spiritually and mentally, if you allow it, that these unclean demonic spirits use, just like the number 3, which is a very sacred number. 33 is a sacred number. All numbers are sacred. When I was reading about 33 in the earth sky in reference to astrology. But when you're dealing with low level, low life, low frequency demonic spirits, they switch everything up so it can comply to what their demonic, filthy behavior is, their nature, their state of mind. Because they're trying to latch on. They can't raise their frequency. So as the earth is raising her frequency in the universe, and things are changing, as we as Moorish Americans, we're raising our frequency, and things are changing. We are changing. We're raising our frequency to harmonize. They staying down at the bottom because they're being exterminated and being recycled into another form of energy that is more beneficial for the universe and the earth, Islam. So it's wonderful to be a Moor and know who you are. I don't know everything about myself, but I am learning Islam. So anyway, I had to give testimony about that because I know what's going on. So I don't fear the number 33. The 33 is a wonderful number, just like 13. 13, that's the sacred number for Venus, the planet Venus I read about. It's great. 3, So today adds up to 3, Dwayne. It adds up to 3, and I'm looking at my arms like, ugh. So it adds up to 3. And so what I wanted to tell you is, and so I was correlating. I said, okay, today is 3. This is a good time for me to put the ring back on. What does 3 mean to you? I remember you were saying what 9 meant to you. You being a non-pather. I told you 9. Ever since my consciousness changed and I was more aware of the number 9, it's like, I kept using 9, 9, 9, 9. And then I realized when we do our Moorish American prayer, 45 degrees, 4 plus 5 equals 9. Then 9 means truth. Also, 9 means completion, Islam. So, also, in reference to number 3, I think if I remember correctly, you said 3 was one of your life numbers, or is your life number. I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember, because you was giving information about yourself, and I was like, oh, that's great. And you said, and 3 was your life number. I was like, so 3, what it means to me, a lot of times I do a lot of things in a sequence of 3. I say Allah, Allah, Allah in 3. If I'm picking something up, or doing, like, grabbing napkins from a grocery store, I might grab 3. So I use the number 3 in a very sacred, divine manner as well. And so for the number 3 to come up as the number today, I don't believe in coincidence. So the thing about it is, Dwayne, let me tell you what encouraged me to turn around. Okay, I know I sort of got off track a little bit, but let me tell you what encouraged me to turn around. Okay, I had a dream. Okay, first of all, I was like, not turn around, I should say, continue. Okay, because you have to turn around too. So anyway, I had a dream. And first, let me show you how I look, because this is my baggy pants, okay? And I use this bra. I've had this bra forever. But I wash it and keep using it. I gotta buy some undergarments. I don't know if you know this, but I don't wear underwear. So unless it's that time of the month, I don't wear underwear. They're irritating. I just don't like them. Tell you the truth, I haven't worn underwear in years. They're irritating, and I don't like them. And it's been years. I mean, years. Only when it's that womanly monthly time, I will put on underwear. But otherwise, I don't wear them. So when I say buying undergarments, and to tell you the truth, I wouldn't wear a bra. I wouldn't. I was just like, no. And that's just how I feel now. I know, I don't want to, but I do, and I do these exercises to try to keep the keep try to get them, like, to stay firm, or get firm, because I did breastfeed, and I wasn't, growing up, and no one told me about the importance of keeping your breasts, doing things to make your breasts stay firm. So I just, was like, all my life, up until I started to, up until I met you. I'm going to tell you the truth. Up until I met you, I started to look more and more so at my physiology, my physique, than I did before. I never really looked at my breasts and thought of, like, maybe I should firm them up, or my tummy. Oh, I was exercising. I take it back. I was exercising before I met you. I had already started changing my diet before I met you, and I started exercising before I met you. But I really started to look at my physique more so as when you and I consummated our marriage, or our bonding, our spiritual bonding in the sacred grove. And I was, really like, oh, how do I look? Does he? I wonder would he like me? I was like, especially when I came to Maryland, I was in the bathroom. I was like, oh, and you're like, right now my tummy. I don't know if you want to see that, but yeah, well, that's my tummy. But anyway, so let me finish. So let me make a long story short, okay? Because I gotta go. I have to go earn money today at Burger King. So I was thinking, I was like, maybe I shouldn't, I was ready to let go. I was like, obviously he don't want to continue. Why am I trying to continue with someone who don't want to continue? Who I'm crying over, who is possibly doing rituals to stay separate from me. I don't know, who have done rituals to or allow rituals to devalue the bonding process between him and I. I was like, why? Why am I doing this? What would make me do, why? What is the purpose? Who, the more and more I try to forgive, the more and more, I'm asking him to forgive me, the more and more I'm trying to hold on. I'm like, hold on, I'm holding on. I have something inside of me innately, something is telling me to hold on. That this is not a mistake. This is not a coincidence. You went straight to Dwayne-Bey. It's not a coincidence that I've been celibate for over 9 years physically. The only person willingly I slept with was you, Dwayne, in the Sacred Grove. I never went to Sacred Grove before. I didn't know it exists. You know this. I didn't know there was a such thing as the Sacred Grove. Just like I didn't know that unclean demonic spirits can attack you and try to have sex with you in your dreams. They're attacking a sheep and using a visual or a visual of you, or whatever they can do to make you think that you wanted it and want it to be done. So that is a very sick and savage thought in action, but that's what they're here to do until they're exterminated. Islam. And so it's good to give. I always give testimony according to Revelation chapter 12, verse 11 and 12, as much as possible. Anytime I'm attacked in a manner, I tweet it. I'm not tweeting it for my health. I'm using a spell that or a prayer that was given to us as Hebrew Muslims. I think I could be wrong, but that prayer, Revelation chapter 12, verse 11 and 12, was I used that as a Hebrew Muslim to give testimony, just like on more herbs. On each more herb that Imani and I brought, we brought we brought two more bottles. We about to buy a whole new set of more herbs again, but they have Revelations 22:2 on each bottle. So I went and looked up what Revelations 22:2 read, and I see why they put it on the bottle. So there's definitely substance Islam in these scriptures, especially when you have knowledge about them, of what they really mean, Islam. So I definitely give testimony, and because I know that they're being exterminated for the last time in history through divine prophecy. So getting back to Wayne, so I didn't know, I didn't know about the Sacred Grove. You were my first. And I love impurity, but I knew. But before I met you, I was on this path of nationality. I was searching for freedom, seeking to free myself from the oppression that I was experiencing, honoring my ancestors without sight of what I was doing. But I knew I was changing Islam, and so. Each step I didn't realize up now I realize more today. Each step I took and action that I took and what I did, I was actually walking a path that of sticky notes, okay, that I needed to do, that I'm doing. And these sticky notes, or these you used the word sticky notes, so I'm using that word. These notes that I left myself from previous lifetimes, they start revealing itself, Islam. But yet I'm still among demonic spirits who also study sticky notes. They study the lifelines of Moors. They know about the Holy Quran Circle 7. They know what we are destined to do as Moorish Americans. They know the Holy Quran Circle 7. Just like you are educated, Dwayne-Bey, they in a genius, and many Moors are. They are too. And so, and when I'm saying unclean spirits can be Moors. Okay. Once again, a Moor stated many years ago, when I first started to learn from different Moors besides in North Carolina. When I started to learn from different Moors, he stated the only one that can truly mess with a Moor, he used the word F, but I'm using the word mess, is another Moor. But if you also are knowledgeable of other spirits, other beings, and they are knowledgeable of you, though these spirits also, I guess, possibly could, I don't know, also can cause harm if they want to. I would think so. If they are able to, I think anything that's able to do good can also cause harm. And to know that the highest self is very sacred. So to know that in that book, the Holy Crown Circle 7, the highest self is mentioned and spoke of, and it's like a hammer banging in our heads, or if you have the eyes to see how important it is, your highest self, your highest self, your highest self, reincarnation, going up that 12-step ladder, um, your higher self, your higher self, your higher self, making choices. Um, um, it speaks of in the more one-on-ones how the lower self, it didn't say the lower self will always be with us. So it's got, to me, the more one-on-ones is giving us a clear sight that if you work hard and you are diligent, the lower self will soon disappear, and you will have your higher self. So if we really believe in and give the Moorish one-on-one substance, and according to the governments of this land, they recognize it, then we know that the highest self, that the lower self will disappear. All right, one day, but individually we have to work hard at it. It's not easy. But so these unclean spirits know the agenda, or our destiny, and what we are destined to do as divine natural beings, as Moorish Americans. So, and if they, just like anything else, implementing bondage, going out, they're outside of natural law. Of course, they're going to try to stop it. They're going to try to stop it any means necessary, and they're going to pull, and they're going to, and they these are unclean spirits. Once again, they could be Moors, they could be some other being, but these are unclean spirits, and they're working in, like you said, Dwayne Byfield, they dealing with spirits on a high level, unclean spirits dealing with things, controlling things. But they're going to try to stop it. But it's already been prophesied that we are victorious. We are victorious. So it's already been stated we are victorious. And with the eyes, with the sight, you can see how we are, how victory is here. All we have to do is claim it. Islam. So if we already been destined to succeed, all we have to do is keep walking that path. Even if we transition while we walk in the path, we come back higher than where we were before in thoughts, words, and deeds. So we might transition on the physical from what we were from that at this moment, but we come back, or maybe we'll go ahead and ascend. It depends on the matter of transitioning. Islam, but we already been destined to be victorious over demonic, low life, low frequency spirits. Islam. So this is not about racism. This is about truth. Islam. Because I don't think you can be racist towards a demonic spirit that's you trying to fight to free yourself and harmonize with Mother Earth and the universe and stay connected to your higher self. They're trying to force engage, breed with you forcefully. Breed, just the fact you use the word breed lets you know that's forcefully, and contaminate your line with their spirit, their energy. So you know this is not about racism. It's not. There's no, in this matter, in reference to what truth is between Moorish Americans, natural divine beings. It has never been about racism. You could be among something that's not like you and coexist in the spirit of freedom. But when you are trying to coexist in harmony, and that which is not like you is outside of natural law and trying to subjugate, bind, harm, murder, rape, whatever they can do to contaminate your line, then that's the problem. Okay, Islam. So this has never been about racism in reference to us, and that is the truth. And I know that, and it's definitely not about racism in reference to me. Let me say that, in reference to me. So I was ready to move forward and accept that Imani Gray-Bey and I, Rhonda Arrington-Bey, might just transition, and we might not, and I was just preparing myself, because it didn't seem like you were here willing to stand on your 45 in your highest self. And the more and more truth was revealed about some of the things that I experienced, and how the whole thing was connected, where how spirits are, keep saying he could have stopped it, blah blah blah. He loves peace, blah blah blah. He did it for the woman he loved. I was like, well, what is, I'm crying, my heart is sobbing. I'm just really, I could see it in my face, my spirit, my back. I'm like, I'm looking like, I'm very, I'm feeling very hurt because it's not that I'm a victim and feel like I didn't deserve it. I'm just thinking, just out of the thought process of our flag, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice should be enough for any more to want to connect to that higher self and stand on truth. So what caused me to want to continue, to make a long story short, Dwayne Bey, and I'm going to try to hurry up and go. I had a dream. This black male was trying to marry me in my dream. This was this past week. It looked like a black Negro male. Also, I hear Spanish speaking in the room next door. But it was a black Negro male trying to marry me. He actually wanted me to do a blood ritual with him. Okay? And I heard same black Negro accents talking outside and around the room. And in the pale skin, I hear them saying 3 down the hall. And so this black Negro male and black Negro female accent still, like, they mumbling like an animal, like a beast, somewhere outside and around the room at Americans Didn't Stay Here. So as I was sleeping, this black male was trying to marry me in my dream, trying to do a blood bonding ritual in my dream. So what happened was, when in my dream, I realized what was going on. I pricked my finger, and as soon as I saw the blood in my dream, okay, I was still asleep. I started saying Dwayne Bey, and I kept saying forgiveness and love, and I just kept saying it over and over again. Dwayne Bey, I forgive you. Thank you, Allah, for the forgiveness of Dwayne Bey and I. Thank you, Allah, for the healing of love, healing between Dwayne Bey and I. As his spiritual wife, Allah, I give praise to you, Allah, for the healing of love between me and my husband, Dwayne Bey. And this was blood, and there was like something there, and I was like, and I put it on a crystal or something as I was seeing this ritual words to you about us over and over again. And I woke up saying the same thing over and over. I opened my eyes saying it. This was maybe 2 or 3 days ago. Whenever I deleted the tweets, that's when that is when I had the dream. It caused me to turn around or want to continue, because I saw blood, and the blood, when I saw this blood, it made it. I woke up that morning. I gave a testimony to Imani. I said, I think this is that blood. When I saw that blood, I thought of Dwayne Bey. It could be because all the blood rituals and bonding we did in the sacred grove in North Carolina, because we did it a lot, and so we mixed our spirits a lot. But when I saw that blood, forgiveness, my heart was warm when I woke up for you, and I felt warm. I went to work feeling warm for you, and so I deleted the tweets on my break. I would have deleted them that morning, but I was rushing. I couldn't do it. So I deleted the tweets on my break, and I sent you an email about continuing. That's why I'm putting this ring on my finger. Allah. The first ring I had, I don't know what happened to it. It left. I don't know. I was looking for it. I woke up and the ring was off my finger. So it hurt. But see, this is interesting how this works. This supposed to have been Imani's ring. I was gonna send this ring back. He couldn't. It didn't fit his finger. But I didn't send it back. It's the same size ring, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna send it back. And then the date came where I couldn't send it back and get a refund because the time passed. Then the ring that I had for you disappeared off my finger, and here this ring that I supposed to have sent back and could have sent back many times. Could have just walked it down there many times, but didn't. And I was thinking, oh my God, I missed out on that money, that refund money, or just switching it up. But but it's here on my finger, and I'm using it right now to once again to do a bonding with you. You see, that was a sticky note. Islam. That's Allah. So that's what I see. This is how things come. This is how things are revealed to me. It's uh, sometimes things I don't. Sometimes incidents don't look this way because I once again Dwayne Bay. I don't know magic, the astrology. I'm learning. So what I do is look at signs and try to now more so than ever as I'm learning, as I'm reading, and trying to connect the dots. And I could have sent this back, but I didn't. But it was sitting right there that next day when I woke up without the ring, right there waiting to be placed on my finger. And I waited. I put it on the finger, but then I took it off, and after the dream, I'm doing the ritual now. I did a prayer over it, Islam, before I put it on my finger. You know that. I did a prayer over it in reference to you and I. So that I found that very interesting. I don't know what happened to the ring. I have no idea. But I woke up, it wasn't on my finger. I don't know if it fell off. Sometimes I noticed this ring could have fell off a lot of times. So I was really hurt. But then I looked and I saw this ring. So it's like my wheels started turning. I was like, wait a minute. So what I'm doing, Dwayne, because see, I can't force you to love me, and I can't give you sight. But I was thinking about all the unclean thoughts and words and deeds that have been circulating in the universe about us. Another thing that came about was curses. So if you are a nine-pather and you thinking about and you trying to ascend, you are, and someone, who doesn't want you to know spirits. Don't. I'm not saying this in our nation. It could be someone not, or someone outside, or looks at the nation from a distance, but a spirit who wants to attack you because they know the highest self is our salvation. Is a salvation for us. Okay, Islam. And so it could seem as though the curse is towards me. It's like, look, she keeps getting these chances, and look what's happening to her. She's sad. He's breaking her heart. Look what's happening. She got all these books. She's prepared to study. She spent all that money in that room. She got everything set up for her and her son to study and ascend in thoughts. And look how they treat her. But what I see, Dwayne, my intentions are purity. My intentions are pure, and Allah is great. And I'm going to try to continue and press forward. I am going to continue and press forward. But then I looked at, so I don't see that as I'm being cursed. I see as my intentions are pure. But then when I started to think about, so now how does this affect him? Because he has been someone who I trusted, and now I would not have known a lot of the unclean thoughts and deeds that were done towards me until more or spirits wanted me to know. They wanted me to know. So that so it's like, she's nobody. She doesn't have no status. She has no money. We're going to let her know what he involved himself in, or what he did, or what we did, and the one that she loves and calls her spiritual husband, and do nothing. So they wanted me to know, which is connected to their lower self. That's the lower self spirit, very lower self. And so that is something that's sight. That's wicked, right? But then I thought about how that affects you, because you keep speaking about ascending and you're a nine-pather. Okay? So if you don't have sight of the importance of your higher self, or because of your intelligence, your geniuses, and your knowledge, you like, I know science. I can go back through time. Then I don't know. I think I'm just giving you. I just think you need to be wise, wise. Because if you really are serious about ascending, I'm not saying I'm the key. I'm not. What I'm saying is be wise. So be wise, Dwayne. I didn't come in your life for no reason. You didn't come in my life for no reason. I am your wife. I have always been your wife. Okay? I've been celibate for over 9 years. And yes, I would like through the purity and time, even if it's not this lifetime, if we heal, okay, to continue the next lifetimes. Maybe there's a child there for us. I'm not sure. But you spoke of how when you pray, your ancestors hear your prayer. I did a prayer, but yet through signs of that blood, I pricked my finger and I saw blood and I saw you. When I saw the blood, I saw you and I. And I woke up chanting love as your spiritual wife and forgiveness. You see? So if you're speaking about ancestors, I think that was a sign. But once again, I am young in these sciences, but I do take them seriously when sight is given to me. I ask you to be wise, Dwayne. Wise. You can change things just like that. Just being strong, and you'll be respected. You'll be respected. You'll be respected more than you would know. Blessed more than you would know. I'm cleansing my eyesight. I'm getting it. Cleanse your eyes.